I have a little chicken urine / shit somewhere on my face because that squirted out somewhere. That was gross. As long as it doesn't go in my mouth, I'm happy, right? As long as it doesn't go to your mouth, you're good. Everybody's good. Johnny's scalding. Getting that shit nice and hot. Get the feathers right off.
So doing it. Start doing it right now. We're just tumbling chickens.
Time to butcher some chickens. We're gonna do our white Cornish cross chickens today. Splitting the group. He'll get 8, I'll get 8. We're gonna cook one. Did it get ya? You touching them? Saying hi, bye. Thank you for living and dying so we can eat you. So they're in their cages before we, their chicken crates. Hi, Autumn. Are we gonna kill the chickens? We can kill the chickens? Yeah. So they're in their chicken crates right now so that they're just kind of resting and chilling / not eating. So their crops aren't full for butchering time because when their crops get full, it's gross. Kids are playing, got the garden in the background. Setting up right now. Got the chicken plucker next to our fire. So the station will go, they're gonna build it. They're gonna hang, slit throats, collect blood, goes into scalding. Scalding at 185, 180.
Yeah, I think so.
I'll look it up again. And then we're going into the chicken plucker, which we borrowed from a friend. See, he's mounting it up on the side of the house. This house is about to get bulldozed, so it don't matter. But we're gonna have a table somewhere over here. That'll be evisceration and whatever plucking and butchering. And then we have 3-barrel station over here. Initial rinse, second rinse, final resting, and then they'll be cooling. You want the bodies to sit in a water bath overnight so that the body can go through rigor mortis, get out of rigor mortis, and then you process to preserve them. So whatever you're gonna do for water bath canning, etc. Put it right there. Right there for right now. Perfect. So I'm gonna go get my butchering kit and we are getting ready to put some chickens in the ice bath. All right, so we're doing Lucas's method this time, the cone kill. Chicken goes in the cone, it holds them.
Matthew, come over here and watch it.
Head comes out. You get a, oh, stop it.
Watch, learn how he does it.
Yep, you gotta watch, this is learning. You get right next to the throat, the jugular.
Clean view. And watch it cut it,
Please
it's
don't
gonna
kill me.
squirt right out.
Yeah, it's gonna squirt.
See?
Oh my god.
See? Watch out, poop may come out of the top.
Oh yeah.
See? Those are the femoral arteries.
I thought you were telling me
You
poop
have
came out the
these
top.
too. Look, you have those right on the sides of your neck, right there too. Yeah.
All right, and that was chicken number 1. Johnny's just sitting there drinking his coffee, no problems.
It's bloody murder.
All right, we're down one cage, and we're about to get into the next.
This one.
Come on, keep defeathering.
Oh Jesus. This side is
Got a full bucket of feet and backs and spines for stock.
and Phoebe.
I have a little chicken urine / shit somewhere on my face because that squirted out somewhere. That was gross. As long as it doesn't go in my mouth, I'm happy, right? As long as it doesn't go to your mouth, you're good. Everybody's good. Johnny's scalding. Getting that shit nice and hot. Get the feathers right off.
So doing it. Start doing it right now. We're just tumbling chickens. Trick is to keep your mouth open so you catch as much as possible.
Lucas.
Grow chickens.
Get land, grow chickens. Then you slit throats, bleed them out. It's already passed out. It's just moving because its nervous system is still going. This is Scalding right now, his chicken. Putting it in there. You dunk it a couple times. 165 is ideal. We're at 182, so he'll just have to be careful. But anywhere between 20 to 30 seconds, you scald. Make sure that the feathers come out, mostly on the back side. Then if you are fortunate enough to have a meat plucker, throw that bad boy in the meat plucker.
Yeah, I've been called a meat plucker once or twice.
Oh my God.
Thank you for that.
When you're done with that, you bring it over to me over at Evisceration Station. You gonna bring it over to me?
I gotta get all these feathers off still.
Oh, you failed at your first scald? You did. You fail. Yeah, you get that. No, you go pluck all those feathers. Be careful putting the skin in too many times. If the feathers are coming out, just put it on my station. Because otherwise you're gonna... All right, so we're butchering. I'm about to gut. We're gonna pop... Take this right here and you cut up the spine, up the neck. You take the crop and the guts all out in one full swoop. Right? Sounds good?
I'm gonna get it.
All right, let's do it. Yep, and then you're walking right on me.
So naked.
He's so naked.
Can I see? Well, it's gonna poop. Yeah, seriously. Yeah, I bet it's gonna. It shoots out. Oh. Chicken comes alive. What the?
It's alive! It's alive!
I hit his balls. What the heck? Stop. It's a boy. Stop, you're gonna make. Look, guys, look at the inside, dude. Ew! Oh, I almost threw up.
My mom's trying to cut the large intestine because poop everywhere.
I'm not worried about chicken guts, really.
Last time when you popped the large intestine.
Hey! No!
Go.
Get.
Go home. Put Phoebe on the bus now. Go put Phoebe on the bus now. Because I got chicken over here and they just got too close to each other. Hell.
I'm gonna fight. Ew.
So you cut. See that? That's everything, right?
And then
Scratch it open.
And then all
Go
the
guts.
throat stuff. Yeah. But.
Are you keeping anything? Liver, intestine, liver?
Ew, you touched
No?
it.
Wow.
I'll keep heart for dog.
We can't eat that boy.
Oh yeah, you can. We can share the hearts for the dogs.
Yeah, we'll
Livers too, if you wanted to.
The heart.
Did you worry about the gallbladder for the dogs?
Not really. I don't.
Oh,
See the crops inside, so you don't have to worry about it coming out.
Mom,
And then
is that
everything.
the heart? Mom,
I already
is
put
that
the heart in there. Ready? And then you
Can
cut.
I see?
This is the neck right here. Everything's out. See? Guts and all. Into the bucket. Bird's a whole bird.
Why are you putting near us?
Watch that wind when you spray that thing.
Oh! You see that fire?
Yeah, that was good fire.
Oh, it's like Applebee's, but better. You know it was. This is what everybody in Vermont does.
Oh, don't you know?
We're not in Canada.
Pretty much.
Now we're hitting up Dairy Cream for the second time this week.
Wait, I'm gonna run this over.
Oh my God.
Oh, did you hear that? I ran right over it.
His little man bun.
It's called my non-haircut. That's literally it. Nah, non-haircut.
1 to 9, drive through everybody's, and who's everybody is here at Dairy Cream. All right, we're on day 2 of culling half of our chickens. Yesterday we did 17 chickens. All we did was do the, you bleed them out, you pluck them, you eviscerate, and put them on ice. I like putting them on ice overnight only because it's a lot of work setting up, doing all the butcher cleaning, all the things, and then as well as cleaning up afterwards. It's just a lot. There's a lot of chaos that happens on butcher days. So for me, A, gives you a moment to breathe because the second half of butchering gets tedious as well. But for me, I think that the body needs to rest on ice. I think it's better for the meat. So I like to leave them from 12 to 24 hours on ice, cull them as, or process them as you go. It lets the carcass, the meat that you're gonna eat, go through rigor mortis and then come out of rigor mortis while staying cold. So I personally like to let the muscles and the meat relax by itself over time and then butcher it down, package it, and freeze them for good. As long as you don't have shit, literally like dog shit or cow shit or pig shit, I don't know, shit getting into your ice bath. For the most part, I've only culled, you know, 4 or 5 batches of chickens at this point. But personally, as long as you're keeping things relatively clean, we bleach down the table before we cull the chickens or eviscerated the chickens there. I like that scissor method. I saw somewhere else on YouTube them cutting out the backs for spatch cooking, and I was like, you know what, I wonder if I can just do that for butchering, and I just like it. I need to get better scissors, but for me, I think it's easier than trying to stick my big ass hand in a tiny chicken and scooping its guts out. 2 things to definitely note for this batch's cull. We removed them from food for about 8 hours before we butchered them, which allowed their systems to kind of clean themselves out. So when we eviscerated, it was a lot cleaner. A lot of the times their crops are like super nasty and full, and their digestive system is full of shit because they're like, they literally will gorge them. They literally gorge themselves. They eat so much. So this time we didn't give them food before they died, about 8 hours, because they don't need it, and it's just better and cleaner for our entire process. So we didn't do that, and then the scissor method that I did, I just found, we did a couple where Alexis, or Chloe was helping me butcher, and she wanted to cut the head off and do it the old school way. Lucas did one the old school way of just cutting heads off and then pulling everything out through the butt area when you cut it open. And it just makes more of a mess. So when you cut the spine out, which you don't eat it anyways, you can use the spine specifically for stock, which is nice. Or you can give them to your dogs. They can chew on them. You can just freeze them one at a time, or freeze them kind of separately, and then you can thaw them out and give them to your dog separately, like that. Do an introductory like wing piece and get your dog used to eating raw if they're not. Phoebe's used to eating raw, so she has no problem annihilating a couple of backs. But yeah. So yeah, two things I think for yesterday. All the stations were created. We were able to process pretty quickly. 17 birds is nothing for us really. So we kind of took our time, taught the kids, let the kids do a couple birds each. So it was good. Now we're on to butchering. So after you cut the chicken backs out, I find it way easier to butcher. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll show you my process of breaking a bird down for the freezer. So because this one has a lot of damage right here from the skin, this is for sure going to go into storage. So there's the breastplate right here. You're gonna cut along the tip. And I'm not taking the skin off the breast, so I will peel it down. Take a knife and trace the inside of the ribs. It's like cartilage, so don't press too hard. Oh, I forgot to weigh it first. Let's do that first. Alright, pounded ounces. About that, zeroed out. Oh shit. Sorry, out. 5.4. That was 5.4 pounds. Keep that here for Yeah, a little bit with space because it's getting tight. All right, so chicken breast is off. All about the skin. And you got a whole chicken breast. More chicken breast. In there. And then you can kind of see right here where there's the breastplate, there's the breastbone, the little wishbone right here. You can see the outline. And there's like a pocket of fat, a pocket of meat that's in there. You're not really gonna get unless you really like scoop in there as you're pulling it out. But you just trace along the rib cage, which is mostly cartilage, all the way down. There's a separation right here, which will be the thigh, and I'll do that next. We'll do the other breast. Just tracing it again along the inside. Pull the skin off around. So for the thighs, I'm going to take them. Yes. So for the thighs, I start out, or we'll do the shoulder first. So breasts are off, right? It's getting kind of floppy. Turn it to its side for me. Take the shoulder off. You just pick it up, go under the armpit, and then follow the separation. It'll just separate. For the thighs, the same thing. Right? So spine, breasts, side. You just take it and get right up in that little crevice right there. And trace it. And pop it from its little joint right there. And trace it out. And then you've got your thigh. A couple more feathers. Just want to make sure you get as much as you want. Yeah, I don't mind feathers in my food. Take this, and you take the hip flexor, pop. And I want the skin on for this, for cooking. Okay, so come back through when I go to the final cleanup and remove all that. There's that second thigh. Second leg. And then this carcass I will either grind up and use for dog food, or what I'm doing over there, which is the backbone. I don't know if you can. It's bubbling. Fake broth. So this is just carcass. Leave the fat and all. And I'm on to my next bird. That I accidentally left out, so that'll be cooked later. So I did some of them as drums, some of them as just boneless, bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs, which was one of my favorite cuts. And then I left 4 of them, which is one good meal for all of us to split, whole leg quarters. And those will get in a bag together. The last one I'm going to do is this, and I'm going to show you how I split it up. So, let's see if I can get a good angle. So when you're butchering, most of the time you're following existing lines and cuts. So you can see this is where the hip flexor goes into the chicken, leg comes out, this is the thigh, and this is where the feet attach. So right here you can see this line, right? Literally just place your blade, saw down, and then pop, and then saw it open. Not saw, you're just pressing. It's mostly cartilage. It's a joint that's fused together, I believe, by just cartilage or tendons and ligaments. And then you just slice through the skin. And you've got your drum and your thigh. So that works. So now I've got 6 drums, that's 1 meal, and 6 thighs with the bone in, and then 4 of the other bone in quarters, which will make up enough for all of us if there's 4 of them, because Chloe and Jacob will eat like a drum, and then the older 2 kids can eat a thigh piece, and Johnny and I will get a whole leg quarter. So I'm gonna keep bagging and tagging, and I'm almost done.
Running your way, but you push me away. Your lifeline, losing your mind. I'm here for you, babe. I've loved you the same this whole time. So tell me, what's on your mind? And I'm not here to hear you say you're fine. I can take the pain you hold inside. I wanna know, wanna see it. Can I feel your kryptonite? Can't get this off my mind. Does it only control you? Let me in, I'll help you out. I won't lose you this time. I guess you're back. Are you gonna tell me where you went? All the messages I sent with no reply. It's like that. You're just gonna walk into my room. I hate how you assume. I could walk for days, searching for your place. But is it even there to find? Is there a chance for me? Within your memories, will I slowly lose my mind? By my side, day or night. Why do you always leave? It's not right. We don't fight, but I know what you've been through. But I know what you've been through. But I know what you've been through. By my side, day or night. Why do you always leave? It's not right. We don't fight, but I know what you've been through. I guess you're back. Are you gonna tell me where you went? All the messages I sent with no reply. It's like that. You're just gonna walk into my room. I hate how you assume. And I could walk for days, searching for your place. But is it even there to find?
So I really enjoy butchery. I enjoy the whole process of being able to grow, harvest, process, and eat my own meat. I don't know, I think it's just an art. You have to understand the anatomy. You have to have a desire to be able to use the whole animal and not just waste everything. I know that there's, you know, some people that obviously they don't use certain parts. They don't use the pig intestines to make sausage, because I just don't feel like dealing with going through the pig intestines. But I do find a lot of beauty in homesteading and self-sustainability, because it's a lot of work to get a meal on your plate. It's a lot of work to, you know, feed a family and do it all by yourself, or from a ground up grassroots version, you know, not go to the store and buy it. And I think it teaches you to appreciate your food and your local farmers a lot more. Because, I mean, I've cut myself, I've hurt myself, I've burnt myself scalding chickens, you know, it's a lot of work. And I'm only doing it on a small scale to feed my family for a few, you know, weeks of the year off of something I was able to grow over the summer for fun. If you can, go to your local farmer's market, stop by your local farmer, support your local farmers, because they're working their asses off to feed you and us.